A former Hildale coach arrested for alleged inappropriate contact with a student. A pedestrian was struck by a vehicle, and your daily weather forecast with highs, lows, and everything you need to know for the days ahead.
You're watching St. George News at 5, brought to you by our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law.
Good afternoon, I'm Monica McLaughlin. A former assistant coach at Water Canyon High School has been charged with a misdemeanor for allegedly having an inappropriate relationship with a 16-year-old student. Here's a closer look at the case and the ongoing investigation.
37-year-old Aaron Peter LaCourty was arrested and transported to jail in Washington County, facing one misdemeanor count of unlawful kissing of a minor. The incident involved the suspect, who was employed as an assistant coach at Water Canyon High School in Hildale at the time, and a teenage girl who was under the age of 17 when the incident reportedly occurred. LaCourty held a special position of trust with the teen, who was actively participating in the school's athletic program. During an interview with police, the suspect reportedly denied the allegations and turned his cell phone over to police for a forensic analysis. The suspect is scheduled to make an initial appearance at 5th District Court in St. George on May 16th.
One pedestrian was critically injured after being struck by a vehicle Wednesday night on Riverside Drive in a construction zone, prompting a road closure from Heritage Elementary School to 1100 East. We'll go to Eric George Gould for more on the investigation and road conditions.
Riverside Drive was closed in both directions Wednesday night, from Heritage Elementary School to 1100 East, after a pedestrian was struck by a car. St. George Police Sergeant Joe Watson told St. George News that witnesses reported an adult woman tried to walk across Riverside Drive near 900 East. After she emerged from behind parked construction equipment, Watson said, the pedestrian was struck by an oncoming eastbound silver Hyundai. Watson said the pedestrian was taken to St. George Regional Hospital by ambulance, with what he was told were serious and critical injuries. Watson said that an accident reconstruction team was dispatched to the scene in order to determine if criminal charges would be filed. The investigation is ongoing, he said.
Thanks, Eric. Let's take a look at your daily weather forecast, brought to you by Casablanca Resort and Casino. Currently in St. George, it's mostly sunny with a temperature of 66 degrees. Tonight, expect a low around 40, and tomorrow we'll see a high near 72 and a low around 46. Over in Mesquite, it's also mostly sunny and 69 at the moment. Tonight's low will be around 45. Tomorrow's high is forecasted to reach 77 degrees with a low of 51. Meanwhile, in Cedar City, it's partly cloudy with a current temperature of 50 degrees. Expect a low tonight near 29 degrees. Tomorrow, the high should be around 58 degrees with a low of 38. Hurricane City Mayor Nanette Billings is leading an effort to establish term limits for local elected officials, proposing a ballot initiative that would cap mayors and city council members at 2 consecutive terms. Billings says the measure aims to increase civic engagement and prevent long-term incumbency from limiting opportunities for new leadership. The proposal would allow officials to return after a 2-year break and would not count temporary appointments toward the limit. The initiative needs 1,580 verified signatures by April 15th to qualify for the November 2025 ballot. If approved, the new term limits would take effect in January 2026. Switchpoint officials celebrated the expansion of their Community Resource Center in St. George, highlighting the efforts of volunteers who contributed over 120,000 work hours to make it possible. We'll go back to Eric George Gould for more on the expansion and what it means for the community.
And with that, the expansion of the Switchpoint Community Resource Center is officially complete. The expanded facility will more than double the center's capacity to house the homeless in St. George. Here's Switchpoint Executive Director Carol Hollowell talking about the massive effort that went into the expansion.
If you can imagine how much this costs, we're talking almost $3 million, right, to move our playground and move the basketball court and build a 2-story building and create 16 family rooms and an amazing kitchen.
Also speaking were Kristen Clark, Operations Director for the Southern Region, and Switchpoint Board President David Dangerfield, who likened the homeless in St. George to warriors who need to slay their inner dragons. Then, St. George City Councilman Jimmy Hughes shared his thoughts.
The last thing I'd like to mention, I'm deeply grateful to the other donors besides the city of St. George who have been such a big part, who have parted with their means and their money to help people that they may not even know. That's deeply moving to me.
Thanks again, Eric. Now we'll head over to Sheldon and Amy for your favorite weekend adventure guide.
That's right, so many great events happening this weekend, starting right here at the fairgrounds.
Vintage Market Days is back for 2 days, and I know I don't want to miss it.
No, it's 3 days actually, Amy, and it's gonna be wild, and you can get your tickets. The first 50 people get swag bags. You gotta get down over here.
Get them online and get here early.
Also, something big happening at the Dixie Center this weekend.
Yes, the St. George Expo is back, and it's for 3 days this time.
Oh man, if you're building a house and want some good ideas, doing some remodeling, you gotta get there. And of course, at the Casablanca and Mesquite, always something fun happening in the showroom.
Yes, the Blue String Theory is back for a lot of fun.
Oh man, their live music, man, it's some great entertainment. You gotta be 21 and older, but get down to Mesquite, there's some fun stuff down there. And for a full list of events, see our TGIF listing on stgeorgenews.com.
Now back to you in the studio.
Thank you for watching St. George News at 5. To learn more about our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law, go to wewininjurylaw.com. I'm Monica McLaughlin with St. George News, your #1 source for local news.
This has been St. George News at 5, brought to you by We Win Injury Law.